day, everyone. I am Althea M. Bernaldez from the Group 7 Reporters, and for today, I'm going to report or to discuss our topic, which is the importance of biodiversity and its conservation. So, first, what is biodiversity? So, biodiversity or biological diversity encompasses the variety of life on Earth, including all plants, animals, fungi, and microorganisms. It is foundation of a healthy planet and our well-being. So, ang biodiversity kay it refers sa mga lain-lain na klase it refers sa lain-lain na klase ng life sa to Earth, like plants, animals, fungi, ug mga microorganisms. Ug importante sa biyahon sila kay sila ang nagpa-maintain ng pagbalance sa ato ecosystem ug nagpa-maintain ng ka-healthy sa ato Earth. There are three types of biodiversity. The first one is genetic diversity, species diversity, and ecosystem diversity. So, first, what is genetic diversity? Genetic diversity refers to the variety of genes within a species. Genes are what makes each individual plant or animal unique, like how you have a different eye color or hair type than your friends. This diversity helps species adapt to change in the environment. So, ang genetic diversity is um ang genetic diversity is yung mga lain-lain na genes inside sa isa ka species. For example, let's say for example, sa tao. 'Di ba? Sa tao, may mga 'di ba sa tao, may mga tao na may mga tao na taas, may mga tao sa nubo, na may mga 'di ba sa tao may mga tao na taas ug may mga tao sab na mubo, may mga tao sab na um, pution, may mga tao sab na itumon. Og same ra sab gud gihapon sa mga animals like sa dogs. Then sa genetic diversity, there are three types of genetic diversity. The first one is within species diversity. Second one is between species diversity, and then the third one is between population diversity. So within species diversity, this refers to the genetic variation among individuals within the same species. This variation can be seen traits like eye color, height, or disease resistance. High within species diversity is beneficial for adaptation and survival. So ang within species, it means same species but different nan mga characteristics or behavior, or let's say different than mga genes. Let's say for example, sa dog. Sa dog, may mga dog na tag-as, may mga dog sab na mga mubo. May mga dog sab na baga ang balahibo ug may mga dog sab na nipis. Same concept, same lang sa tao. Then the second one is between species diversity. Between species diversity, this refers to the genetic differences between different species. The greater the genetic distance between species, the more distinct their genetic makeup. So, ang between species is different species but same sila ng roles o functions sa ecosystem. Let's say for example, sa maya ug siwit. Different sila na species, pero same sila ng roles o functions sa ecosystem. It's because same man sila pollinators. So that's the example of between species. Then between population. Between population diversity, this focuses on the genetic differences between geographically separated populations of the same species. These differences can arise due to factors like genetic drift, natural selection, and limited gene flow. Ang between population diversity, it means same sila na group of species but different sila ng location. Ug tungod sa different sila ng location, different sab ang ilang mga behavior. Let's say for example, ang tarsier sa Bohol o tarsier sa Samal. Ang tarsier sa Bohol is gabi ilang active, while ang tarsier sa Samal is even morning active. So, dapat ang tarsier is nocturnal. So, kung walang kita nocturnal, gabi ilang active. So, that's example of between population. Same sila na group of species, but different sila ng mga location. Ug tungod sa different sila ng mga location, different sa ban ilang mga behavior. So, that's between population diversity. Then the second types of biodiversity is species diversity. Species diversity is the variety of different species living in a particular area. A species is a group of organisms that are similar and can reproduce. So, ang species diversity, it means mga lain-lain na mga species na makita or mahanap sa isa ka ecosystem. Example, sa dagat. 'Di ba sa dagat may atong makita ng mga different types, may atong makita ng mga different na mga species or marine species sa dagat. So, that's the example of species diversity. Then there are three types of species diversity. The first one is alpha diversity, the second one is beta diversity, and the third one is gamma diversity. Alpha diversity, the diversity of species within a specific habitat or ecosystem. It measures species richness and evenness in a localized area. So, ang alpha diversity is ginatan-aw ang kahamok or kadamo sa mga lain-lain na species sa isa ka ecosystem. Let's say for example, sa forest ecosystem. 'Di ba sa forest ecosystem is may ato nga na makita ng mga different na mga species or different like 'di ba sa forest ecosystem may ato makita nga na ng mga lain-lain na mga species like different or lain-lain na mga plants, mga insects or unoda ka na makita nato nga na sa forest o ginatan-aw sab nga na ang kahamok ng mga lain-lain na species. Then the second one is beta diversity. The difference in species composition between different habitats or ecosystem. It shows how species vary between environments. So, ang beta diversity is similar lang sa alpha. Although same sila ginatan-o kahamok sa mga lain-lain na species, pero sa beta is apil na nga na ang lain-lain na mga ecosystem. Og dili sa bahaod sa alpha na sa isa lang ka ecosystem, pero ang beta is more than one. Then the third one is gamma diversity. Gamma diversity, the total species diversity within a larger geographical area or ecosystem, considering multiple habitats. So, ang gamma diversity, overall nakibaliyon siya na bilang ng tanan-tanan na klase ng species og lain-lain na klase ng ecosystem sa isa ka tibuok region. Let's say for example, sa Caraga region, ginatan-aw ang tanan lain-lain na mga species og not just species but also lain-lain na mga ecosystem sa tibuok region. So that's the example of gamma diversity. Then the next type of biodiversity is ecosystem diversity. Ecosystem diversity refers to the different kinds of ecosystem found on Earth. An ecosystem is made up of all living organisms like plants, animals, and microorganisms, and the non-living things like water, rocks, and soil. that interact with each other in a particular area. So, ang ecosystem diversity is mga lahi-lahi ng mga ecosystem. Example, mga forest ecosystem, marine ecosystem, grasslands, and so on. Then, aquatic ecosystem. These are water-based ecosystem further subdivided into freshwater and marine ecosystem. Freshwater ecosystem includes lakes, rivers, ponds, wetlands, marshy swamp, bogs, and streams. Marine ecosystem encompass oceans, coral reefs, estuaries, and seagrass beds. The salinity, water depth, and flow rate significantly influence the types of organisms found in each. So, ang aquatic ecosystem is mga species na yaon gahuya sa water-based or tubig. Let's say for example, sa freshwater like rivers, ponds, which is mga huyan na ng mga isda. So that's the example of aquatic. Artificial ecosystem. Artificial ecosystem, these are human-modified ecosystems including agricultural lands, urban areas, and managed forests. They often have lower biodiversity than natural ecosystem but still provided essential resources and services. So, sa artificial ecosystem, it means mga hinimo ng mga tao na mag-function as ecosystem. Example, forest gi-convert into parks para tambayanan ng mga tao or for human purposes. So that's the example of artificial ecosystem. Mga hinimo ng tao na mag-function as ecosystem. So that's all for my topic. And the next topic will be tackled by Miss Kanimi Alimpago.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir. I am the second reporter. My name is Kanimi Irene Alimpago. My topic is all about ecosystem services. So we have here the 4 types of ecosystem services. First is provisioning services. Second is regulating services. Third is supporting services. Fourth is cultural services. First, we're going to talk a lot about the provisioning services. So, when we call provisioning services, this is the product that can be harvested, consumed, or traded, including food, clean water, fuel, and genetic resources for medicines. So, example na nga di is food. Sa provisioning services, yan nga di ang food, fresh water, raw materials, medical resources, and genetic resources. So sa food, this includes crops, livestock, seafood, wild foods, and spices. Then sa fresh water, ecosystems play a vital role in regulating water availability and quality. Next example is raw materials. This encompass timber, fibers, fuel, wood, and other materials used in various industries. So, in raw materials, amoy ni siya ang mga fibers, fuel, wood, and other materials na ginagamit siya sa industries. Next is the medicinal resources rather. Many medicines are derived from natural resources found in ecosystems. So, ang medicinal resources kay kasagaran ini is gagikan siya sa natural resources which is wala siya mag-process ng any chemical na gi-process which is gikondagid siya sa ecosystem. Next is genetic resources. Ecosystems provide genetic diversity crucial for crop improvement and other applications. So, next types of ecosystem services are the regulating services. So, sa regulating services, these are the benefits obtained from the regulation of ecosystem process. So, regulating services benefits human obtained from the natural regulations of ecosystem processes. So including sa regulating services ang climate regulations, water purification, and air water maintenance. So example nan regulating services like amoy itong gilang ko kaina. Also, yan na sab sa iya ang example is climate regulations, water purification, pollination, pest and disease control, natural hazard regulations. So sa climate regulations, ecosystem help regulate climate through carbon sequestration and other processes. So, sa climate regulations, an ecosystem isab is nag-help siya na para ma-regulate ang climate through sa carbon sequestration and other processes. Next is water purification. Ecosystem filter and purify water for improving its quality. So, sa water purification, so kailangan sa ban ecosystem na ma-filter o ma-purify ang water kay para ma-improve ang iya quality. So, sa pollination, pollinators often supported by ecosystem are essential for crop production. So, sa pollination isab, kailangan siya ng supported ng ecosystem. Yan. Then, pest and disease control. So, sa pest and disease control, so natural predators and other ecosystem components help control pest population. So, nag-help isab siya na para ma-control and kahamok ng pest. Tama siya ang pest and disease control. So, mag-control siya og nagtabang sab siya na para ma-control niya ang kahamok ng pest. Next is natural hazard regulations. Ecosystem help mitigate floods, erosion, and other hazards. So, sa natural hazard regulations, it helps also to mitigate floods, erosion, and other hazards. So, next types of ecosystem services are supporting services. So, these are the fundamental processes that underpin all the other ecosystem services. So, when we call supporting services, so it is a critical natural processes that allow ecosystems to function and provide other benefits to human and other planet. So, example niya is nutrient cycling. So, the cycling of essential nutrients is crucial for ecosystem productivity. Next is soil formation. So, ecosystem contributes to soil formation and maintenance. Third is primary production. Photosynthesis by plants form the base of food web. Next is habitat provision. Ecosystems provide habitat for countless species. Sila na mga example ang function o nag-provide isab ng other benefits from human to the planet. So, the last types of ecosystem services is cultural services. So, these are the non-material benefits that human derive from ecosystem. So, an example nini is recreational and tourist tourism, aesthetic value, spiritual and religious values, educational and scientific values. Sa recreation and tourism, ecosystems provide opportunities for recreations and tourism. So, sa recreation and tourism, so, nag-provide siya ng daghan opportunities for recreation and also sa mga tourism. Next example is aesthetic value. Aesthetic value, the beauty of nature provides aesthetic enjoyment. So, tungod sa beauty ng nature nato, so maka-provide sab siya sa mga tourism ng aesthetic enjoyment like happy sila na makakita sila ng dayaw na view sa amuyaw na nature. Then, ang nature isab makahatag sa tao ng enjoyment para lang pamawaraan nila mga sad moments nila. So, kailangan nila ng dayaw na beauty ng nature. Next is the spiritual and religious values. So many cultures associate spirituals and religious significance with natural environment. So the natural environment hold profound spiritual and religious value for many, serving as a source of connection to the divine, or a place of awe and wonder, and a reminder of the interconnectedness of all living things. So many religious and spiritual traditions view nature as a sacred gift or a manifestation of the divine, or emphasizing the importance of stewardship and also respect for the natural world. Next is the educational and scientific values. So ecosystem provide opportunities for learning and scientific research. So an ecosystem is sub ng educational and scientific value is nag-provide siya ng opportunities para sa learning and also para sa scientific research. And this is the end of my topic. Next topic will be discussed by Mr. Portelio. Thank you.
So, good afternoon everyone. I'm Christian Ernest Esbahan. I will be discuss the threat to biodiversity. So guys, what is biodiversity? Biodiversity is all the different kind of life found in one area. It composes the variety of animals, plants, fungi, and microorganisms like bacteria. Each of these species or organisms work together in ecosystems. So, what are some of the most serious threats to biodiversity that we used to aware? So, biodiversity is being threatened by human activities. Some of the main reasons include habitat destructions, cutting down forests. So, for example sa cutting down forest, guys, maghatag kog example within the Philippines na lang. So, for example, cutting down forest or what we call deforestation. Logging in the Sierra Madre mountain range and Mindanao forest. Logging, whether legal or illegal, clears vast areas of forest, destroying the homes of many species like especially sa Philippine eagle, which is critically endangered. Kay once ang forest makat down, ma-lose ang mga species na nag-rely ng shelter or food sources sa forest. Mapiktuhan pod sila, ay mapiktuhan kita ng mga tao kundi og sila sab na mga species. So next is building cities or what we call urbanization. Example of this, expansion of Metro Manila in nearby provinces like Bulacan and Rizal. So as cities grow, wetlands, forests, and agricultural lands are turned into malls, highways, subdivisions, and airports. This pushes out the native plants and animals. For example, the construction of New Manila International Airport in Bulacan threatens mangrove forest, crucial for fishing, breeding, and coastal protection. So, maapektuhan jud ang mga fish o kita ng mga tao. Kay kabalo naman ta sa purpose ng mangrove, di ba? So, if mag-expand ang Metro Manila, maapektuhan ang mangroves. So, ang purpose ng mangrove is mawala na, di ba? So, next guys, farming in wild areas destroys habitats where species live. Farming in wild areas or what we call agricultural expansion. So, for example of this guys, kay sa conversion of forest into banana and pineapple plantation in Bukidnon and Davao. So, clearing wild areas for plantation removes natural vegetation, leading to habitat loss for native species. It also introduces harmful chemicals into the soil and waterways. further degrading the surrounding environment. So guys, sa agricultural expansion guys is nagdala pod siya ng mga harm, especially sa soil ug sa mga waterways. So next guys, pollution, chemicals in water, air, and soil can harm living organisms and disrupt ecosystem. So for example, sa water pollution guys, sa Manila Bay, contamination. So untreated sewage, plastic waste, and industrial chemicals from Metro Manila flow into Manila Bay, making the water toxic. This harms marine life like fish, crabs, and shellfish, which either die or become unsafe for human consumption. So guys, ini na harm dili da maapektuhan ang mga marine life kung dili kita isab na mga human consumption na rely sa mga fish na para sa ato food sources. Kita isab na mga tao is maapektuhan dili dakon sila mga marine life. So next of this, air pollution. For example, vehicle emissions in Metro Manila. Heavy traffic and poorly regulated vehicles release pollutants like carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, and particulate matter. This harm not only human health but also affect birds, insects, and plants in urban areas by disrupting respiration and photosynthesis, and by contributing to acid rain that damages vegetation. So dili da sab kita mga human, dili da kung ato health ang maapektuhan kundi ang uban isab na mga species like birds, insects ang maapektuhan sa air pollution. So next guys, soil pollution. So for example of this, improper disposal of mining waste in Mindanao. So some areas like Surigao del Norte, improper handling of waste from nickel mining leads to heavy metals seeping into the soil. This affects plant growth and harms soil organisms like earthworms na kabulo naman ta sa purpose ng earthworms guys. So ang mga earthworms which play a key role in the soil health. Contaminated soil can also poison crops which affect both wildlife and humans who consume them. So dili da sabgit apil sab kita ng mga tao maapektuhan sa soil pollution. So next guys, climate change. Rising temperatures and extreme weather events can make it difficult for species to survive in their natural habitats. So for example na lang ni guys sa Philippine tarsier and habitat loss due to climate change. So rising temperature and extreme weather events such as typhoons are damaging the forest where Philippine tarsiers live. These small primates rely on dense forest for food and shelter. Climate change is causing deforestation and altering rainfall patterns, making their habitat less suitable. So ini guys, maapektuhan gid ni ang mga species na rely sa mga forest. For example guys, sa climate change is ang deforestation. So if mag-deforestation, magka-cause ng climate change. So ang mga species na rely sa forest is maapektuhan gid sila. Sayaw na butang kay nga nasagod sila nag-rely sa ilang mga food sources o sa ila shelter. So next guys, overhunting and overfishing. When humans take too many animals or plants from the wild, it can lead to extinction. So for example guys, sa overhunting, hunting of the tamaraw in Mindoro. Overhunting disrupts the balance of ecosystems. The tamaraw plays a role in seed dispersal and vegetation control, and its population decline can lead to habitat changes. Overhunting of the other species like wild boar and various birds continues to harm in biodiversity in Philippine forest and ecosystem. So, guys, sa overhunting is nagdala siya ng harm sa ato biodiversity o sa ato ecosystem. So, next guys is ang overfishing. For example of overfishing of sardines or what we call tamban in the Visayan Sea. Overfishing of small fish species like sardines or what we call tamban has led to a sharp decline in their population. Fishermen often use unsustainable fishing methods such as fine mesh nets, kanang mga gagmay na mga bangag sa nets, and unregulated fishing seasons, which result in the depletion of fish stocks. Overfishing of sardines affect not only the fish themselves but also the species that rely on them for food, including larger fish and marine mammals. So, dili dakong kita mga tao ang maapektuhan ng overfishing kundi ang mga species like mga marine mammals na yag-rely sa ila para sa ilang mga food. Maapektuhan pud sila, dili dakong kita mga tao. So guys, mao red to ana ako report. Thank you.
Good day everyone, and I am Jomari G. Medrano, and my assigned topic is all about conservation strategy. So, protecting biodiversity, we need to practice conservation. And conservation involves taking action to protect species and habitat. So when we say conservation, it is not all about protecting a particular species, but also protecting its habitat so that they roam or they makalakaw-lakaw sila or mabalik ang ilang kaanyag sa ilahang environment or ilang ginapuy-an sa isa ka lugar na imo i-conserve. So, next is protecting habitats. So, when we say protecting habitats, it's setting aside natural areas as parks and reserves. Reserves helps protect species from habitat destruction. So, sa protecting habitats daw is it is setting a natural area as park and isa ka area i-convert siya into park so that dili sila ma-disturbo o dili sila ma-distract kay tungod na may lugar na gina protektahan nan iton, like for example sa ecotourism, LGUs, sa government, sa panggoberno, like dili na sila malaton ng mga bad influences or bad na magguba sa mga habitats ng mga hayop or an lugar area na gihuy-an ng mga hayop na distract na siya. So we need to conserve it, and also we need to protect the area which were conserved. So like for example, many countries have natural parks where wildlife is safe from human activities. So sa lain na lugar, ang damo na area ngadto na ila gina-conserve o gi-convert nila into national parks. When we say national parks, dili na siya maguba or dili na siya ma-distract nan human activities tungod kay protektado naman siya sa panggoberno. So illegal na ang pagsud or ang pag-distract na niyaon na area. tungod kay it is converted into national parks. So reducing population, isa-isab na rason na para mapadayon ang pag-conserve ng isa ka area is i-reduce ang pollution, because pollution is a cause of habitat destruction or pagkawala usab sa mga hayop, tungod kay ang pollution hinungdan siya nan low quality nan isa ka lugar, maka-cause siya sa pagguba sa kalidad nan isa ka area, tungod kay polluted siya or kuan siya sa pollution, kuan siya ng pollution. So and also using less plastic can help keep ecosystem clean and healthy. So bati na sa kita na ng mga yaton microplastics, di ba dako siya na problema kung masobrahan nato ang paggamit ng plastics, like bisan sa ato ginakaon na mga yon isda. Ang isda may mga microplastics naman sa ilang lawas na makaon nato pag apil. So makadaot yon siya sa ato lawas, dili siya how dayaw na papadayon yaon na sige nato kaon dominant na ang microplastic sa ato lawas. It can cause bad health or makadaot gid yaon sa ato panglawas. So another strategy on conserving is fighting climate change. So when we say fighting climate change, kinahanglan nato na mag-reduce nan ato basura ug mag-reuse kita or mag-recycle kita by using our i-convert nato siya into yon useful na kagamitan para isab siya malisen ang pollution o malisen ang plastics or ang makadaot na nganha sa isa ka lugar. That is one of the most important sa pag-commit nato, paghimo nato non conservation by fighting a climate change. And we are going to use na ng itong renewable energy. So when we say renewable energy, yaon magamit ta siya without using yaon chemicals or any types nan yung makakos nan air pollution o makadaot sa environment. Like for example, one of the most common na ginagamit natin na renewable energy is itong solar panels, mga windmills, mga kuan itong sa electricity sa ato, kuan itong falls, yung makakuan siya ng force, makakuan siya ng force or ng heat or ng ano ba na mga strategy na ma-convert into energy, into usable energy. So may ito. So makuantan ma-control nato ang climate change by using that strategy, using renewable energy. So kay ang climate change is dili na sa nato di na nato mautro, so we need to i-adapt tada kanyaon siya og i-control nato ang nato ginahimo so that dili siya makakos nan worst gayod na global warm kita tungod kay gigamit nato ang mga like burning fossil fuels, yaon mga sakyanan na asuhin na mga unudakan, mga yaon yung greenhouse gases, like that. So sustainable use of resources. This means using natural resources like fish, wood, and water in a way that does not harm ecosystem. So, when we say sustainable use of source, mugamit kuno kita ng natural or natural sources. Like, yaon, like for example, yaon, magkuang kita magluto or instead of kuan iton maggamit kita ng mga makadaot na mga way, 'di ba? Yung makadaot na way para mapadali ana ato pagkinabuhi. We need to use natural resources bakan. So by using that natural resources, ma-conserve nato an ato mga natural resources, o isa-isa biyan siya na strategy sa pag-conserve nan ato natural sources. So I think that's all for my part that's all for me for my part na yaton i-discuss ko an resource strategy. So good day.
Hello everyone, my name is Jerome Porteno and I am reporting the importance of biodiversity. Ecosystem, stability, and resilience. Ecosystem, stability, and resilience. Biodiverse ecosystem tend to be more stable and resilient in the face of environmental changes. So, ang ecosystem, stability, and resilience kay mani amo ini to adapt and recover quickly if ever o naman mahita mo sa isa ka environment. So, human health. Human health, biodiversity plays a role in human health by providing diverse and nutritious diets as well as contributing to the development of medicines and treatments. So, sa human health, ini mani katupain ng medical plans para sa mga utaw sa pagtao niya kung sa tamban. Ecosystem services. Ecosystem services, biodiversity provides essential ecosystem services such as water purification, air quality regulation, and climate regulations. So sa ecosystem services, provide ang nature or environment ng water, air, and temperature na amoy pinaka-important role para sa human o planet. Resilience to climate change. Resilience to climate change, biodiversity, and enhanced ecosystem resilience in the face of climate change. So, sa resilience to climate change naman, tungkol sa pag-change ng panahon, need man na ito ma-adapt para mapungan ang climate change like magtanong ng mga trees. Cultural and recreational manure. Cultural and recreational manure, biodiversity enriches cultures and provides recreational opportunities. So, sa cultural and recreational manure, amo ini like matamang na mas more ma-preserve and conserve ang isa ka environment maghimo like ecotourism na makatamang na nili harmful sa mga species. Genetic resources. Genetic resources, biodiversity contains a vast pool of genetic resources that can be crucial for disease resistance and adapting to changing environmental conditions. So sa genetic reserve, it will help the species na mag-evolve and adapt sa new environment or any challenges man. Economic benefits, biodiversity contributes significantly to economies worldwide. So sa economic benefits ay livelihood ng mga tao marang give and take sa environment, any resources na pwede sa tao makatabang and vice versa. And the next reporter is Christian Mahan.